And it's a very warm welcome into the Corona Cero post show. My second favourite time of the day is when I see the big red orb rise over the Indian Ocean in the morning. But my very favourite time of the day is when it's Corona 0 o'clock and I'm sitting with friends or colleagues as well, like you guys. You've done all right today. Cheers. Well done. You've done okay. Not bad.
Cheers, guys.
We've earned a little sip of this stuff. Who's enjoyed the surfing today? Has it been fun?
Me. I really have, actually, today. It's been so fun.
Yeah. Not quite the contrast we saw yesterday in terms of conditions, but a similar sort of theme in terms of that switch, Greg.
It's been a great day. I think back to the day, we've seen some really strong power turns. We'll talk through that. We've seen innovation. We've seen a couple of massive airs. We've seen a mix of conditions. It looked like a day when you were on the beach, it was fun. We saw people enjoying the beach, but the water was so warm today. It had that clean look, and you wanted to grab a surfboard and join the competitors. It just had that really fun look to it.
I agree.
Yeah, you can't win the comp today, but you can bow out a competition, so it's all about staying alive. You want to enjoy the places. We come to amazing locations, like this is one, but actually, you know what? Career's at stake here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for George, that's a really great way of looking at it because there's a few people on the Challenger Series who know what it's like to fall off tour and then get back on it and know how much energy that's going to take. I actually love the fact that he's trying to find that work-life balance down here, and there's so much to do outside of being in a rushy, you know, for 20 minutes a day. Like, there is so much to do here. It's such a great part of the world.
Well, some of the surfers that have fallen off tour, of course, they got CT caliber, and they tend to bring us our best moments, and that was the theme as well today. One of our highlight moments, one of our outstanding heats of the day. We were looking at this one and we expected it to deliver. It did not disappoint us one bit.
This was my favourite heat of the day, 100%. Sammy and Jackson got a 7 and a 7.07 to start off, and Jacko was just laying into huge turns here, and they just didn't hold back from the start. It just kept getting better and better from these two. I mean, Sammy Pupo is so lightning fast, and that is the turn that reminded me of what Taro did in that last heat. I was like, wow, that has shades of Sammy Pupo. Didn't have an easy heat though. You know, you have a lot of CT experience in this heat, and then you have the young gun Luke Swanson, but it was Jacko and Sammy who got the jump in this heat.
Probably the best waves of the day, and this was the power heat. The biggest power turns of the day as well. Amazing heat. I loved how much water was pushed out back to sea on those turns. Really strong surfing.
Yeah, it's become a theme really as well. I mean, look at those numbers for Sam. Well, no one's really surprised at all to see it. You kind of expect him to go out and get at least a couple of sevens. This is kind of par for the course for him on this tour. He has been lethal on it. He looks to continue that theme in 2025. Great to see Jacob Baker as well. You mentioned it when we called it live as well. That injury hit him last season, and he kind of got some momentum at the back half, but right back with it here in 2025.
Yeah, he didn't look out of place when he came back after his injury too. He had a long time out of the water. I think it was close to 4 months. And then even watching him at Brazil, I just remember thinking, gosh, he hasn't lost a beat since he's fallen off tour. He is so good. And just to see his performance today really solidified the fact that he belongs on that championship tour, and I hope he just brings it like he did today for the rest of the event.
Yeah, different ways we can bring the entertainment as well. That one a really high scoring heat, but sometimes when they're really close as well and lower scoring heats, we get a lot of drama. That's fun too. Heat 12 of the round, and this one came right down to the end. We talked about this guy and how electric he's been. Bit of a surprise to see Nolan go out, Greg.
Yeah, he's just been so good at Ballito. We expected a big result from him, but current number one on the Changers is Jacob Willcox, and he just fought back. He got those big maneuvers, and I absolutely loved how Kyuss King, wave number 5 and 6, his last two waves, got him the score to go to first. And he just plugged away, got those maneuvers, big, strong forehand turns, and then together with Jacob Willcox, also fighting hard to get into that advancing position. It was a really top-notch heat.
There was a lot of do or die towards the end of this heat too. This is that 5-minute frenzy you were talking about. This heat was kind of the pinnacle of it as well. There was so much that went on, including that wave for Kyuss and Jacob. And I mean, they were the two really informed surfers of that heat. And unfortunately today, it means we lost 1 and 2 of last year's final in competition with Ian Gouveia and Nolan Rapoza. So we're in for a new champion this year.
Strong Aussie contingent represented well in that heat. Willcox coming into this rated number 1 on the Challenger Series. He'd love to leave South Africa with that kind of status. He's got a few heats to get through if he's going to stay there, but he's well poised indeed as well in the overall. We talk about what they do in the water, but their general sort of comportment on land as well. Jacob seems like he's in a really good place.
Yeah, I agree. And he looks really strong. He looks confident in his surfing. And I think Newcastle, obviously the win is amazing, but it's a massive step in the right direction for him to get back on that championship tour. And we think about when he did qualify, no one looked more ready than he did. And now it seems like he's in that really great form again.
Yeah, we're stoked with the waves that we've had, Greg. We've been expecting conditions have been pretty much on cue, exactly with that wind to kick in. Let's think about what we're going to get for the rest of our competition window. Time to have a little peek at the Surfline forecast. Tell us what you're seeing here, mate. What can we look forward to?
Yeah, there's still quite a bit of activity in the deep south. Just how much of it's going to wrap up into Ballito. I see the next couple of days a little bit on the smaller side, still that broken up swell. I think we're really going to have to hunt the lower tides, maybe bits and pieces. And then as we get closer into the weekend, I think we're going to see really good surf, sort of maybe Friday, Saturday. I still think Saturday, Sunday, there's a bit of a more lined up swell, but I think there's going to be good mix of swells every day up until then. Light winds, which is a bonus, sunshine, and on that low tide, there's going to be lots of good opportunities.
Yeah, plenty of waves to come on. For a competitor, you look at the forecast much, you're just trying to focus on your next heat. I mean, it's hard not to look forward. Everyone checks the forecast, don't they? We're all addicted to our phones.
Everyone does check
some
the
more
forecast.
Than others, Jess.
Some more than others. Him. No, I do think that a lot of people do check the forecast, but I think it's just a matter of you got to get the job done no matter what. So you just got to show up and do it. And I think all of these guys know that.
Let's dive into some top 5 moments of the day. There's a lot to get through. Once again, plenty of surfing, a lot of action. The South Africans, well, we expect them to show up and blow up. That's what they did. Meydi McGillivray here, Greg, on top form.
Yeah, Meydi was just absolutely flying. He was riding that carbon epoxy. That thing was so light. It's a 2 happy and just ripping through this final wave with priority to make sure he advanced. So solid from the South African.
Wow, Adin Masencamp, he was an impressive South African today too, with massive turns like this. I mean, he was in such fine form today, coming back from injury, looking better than ever. His coach said it almost made him slow down his surfing that little bit more, and it was exactly what he needed. And if that's the glimpses we're seeing of Adin Masencamp, he is going to have a great event.
Buzzer beater here for Lucas Silveira. Clutch performance, Greg.
Yeah, massive turn there to finish, and he was happy, and he got the score. That was just so solid right in the dying minutes of the heat, and that's what it means. Every heat that you can advance means so much to these guys.
Deivid Silva, he is one of those guys who definitely is going to go deep in this draw. Highest wave score of the day right now, 8-point ride with those 3 massive turns. He's won here before. He's super comfortable here in Africa, and he's looking sharp.
Yeah, top moment. Bronson literally flying above the competition.
Yeah, this was part of the 5-minute frenzy as well, and just going absolutely massive with that alley-oop. Perfect landing, and that was just incredible. It's your world junior champion coming here and showing us why he's just that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the scary thing as well about the rest of that wave, he landed that massive alley-oop rotation. He went straight into the air reverse, and he nearly stuck that as well. And he's the kind of surfer that will do those multiple airs with different rotations on one wave. We saw it over in the Philippines.
10-point ride for a wave, almost identical. Did an alley-oop into an air reverse, got a 10-point ride.
Love it.
Crazy.
Let's see how we go. We've got waves for the rest of the week, so we're confident about that. Good chance of getting some action going tomorrow morning. 8:15 will be the call, local time. We'll look forward to seeing you guys back down here tomorrow. We're going to send you out some highlights for the day. Cheers, you guys.
Cheers,
been fun.
team. It's been so fun. Beautiful stuff.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.